Why do mothers and daughters fight all the time? Well, the answer is they don't. Not all of them do. Some do and some don't. So during this video, we're going to find out which ones do, why, and what we can do to stop these fisticuffs. Today we're talking about the DISC model of human behavior and why moms and their kids fight. And so if you haven't seen our videos about D, I, S, and C, check out the description below and they will give you links to all of those videos so you can go back and watch them and then come back here and we can have a nice full-throated discussion where we're not gonna beat each other up yet anyway. So if you remember those videos, you'll know that we have outgoing and reserved and task and people-oriented folks. So let's revisit that for a minute and really dive into why moms and their daughters have issues. Because I'm married to my wife and her daughter and she are like this all the time. We'll dive into that in just a minute. Everyone in the world can be divided into one of two groups. Those folks who are outgoing and then those folks who are reserved. Outgoing people, never met a stranger, going all the time, super positive, enthusiastic, energetic, fast-paced, go, 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 go. The glass is always half full. Those reserved people, a little bit slower paced. And I'm not talking about they move slowly. I'm just talking about they get involved with things a little bit slower because they want to make sure that they're either right or they've got everyone's best interest in mind before they take that first step. And so from that perspective, when we're talking about moms and daughters in this conflict, we're talking about their pace. So if I'm listening to someone who has an outgoing motor, man, their motor is like, vroom, 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 they're ready to go. Think about a Porsche, a Ferrari, just zooming down the road all the time. A reserved person, think about more of like a Toyota Prius. Just humming down the road, not going to go 0 to 60 in 4 seconds. They're just kind of just doing their thing, never going too fast, never too slow, just kind of right there in the middle, like a lot of those hybrids are. So if I'm an outgoing mom and I have a reserved daughter, then I'll be like, come on, sweetheart, let's go, let's get out of bed, let's move, let's go, and that outgoing, daughter's going, she just can't take it because she's going to move a little slower. And so there's some conflict in there in terms of why that happens. Again, we're not talking about because she doesn't like cereal or because she's got a different religious view. We're just talking about simple, outgoing versus reserved. So let's say they're on a family trip together, and let's say they're on a cruise. That outgoing person, let's just say it's the child this time, the outgoing child wants to go and do anything and everything there is to do on the ship. They want to go to all the karaoke stuff. They want to go, play in the board game room. They want to go hang out with their friends on the back. They want to go play putt-putt. They want to do all the tubes and everything that's involved. And that reserved mom, though, gosh, she just can't keep up. She just wants to slow down. Give her a book and a hammock and just let her sleep for 3 days. That's going to recharge her batteries. So you can see where there be some potential conflict there. But the biggest conflict, in fact, 90% of all conflict comes from a people-oriented versus task-oriented perspective, which again, I can divide the world into those two groups. People-oriented folks are all about caring, sharing, feelings, and relationships. Those task-oriented people are all about process and function and form and organization and getting things done. So again, if we take that vacation mentality, I've got a people-oriented mom going on vacation with her task-oriented daughter. We're certainly going to have some conflict because people-oriented mom, but she wants to go out there and dance and have a great time and meet people and have new experiences. Task-oriented daughter over here is all about, well, when are we getting there? And what are we going to be doing? And when is dinner? And when can we leave the ship? When can we get back on the ship? So it's very scheduled and very structured. Now, if she's an outgoing person and task-oriented, she's going to want to do as much as she can. If she's reserved and task-oriented, she's going to be much more about, okay, here's my limits. Let me plan my time accordingly so I can get to the main priorities of what I want to get to on this trip. So you can see it's a problem from this people versus task-oriented perspective. Oh my gosh, we don't agree about anything. Let's take another example, like choosing a college. High C or high D, those very task-oriented people, that decision-making process for them looks very different than an I or an S, those relational or those people-oriented folks. So let's say we have a high D mom and a high S daughter. The high D mom is going to want her to apply to as many schools as she possibly can, especially the best schools, because the best schools provide the best education. So they're going to go on so many campus trips during her sophomore year and even more her junior year. And then she's going to work with her to apply for those colleges and get every scholarship she possibly can and just going and going and going and going because she's driven. She wants her to be the best. Well, that high S daughter does not want to necessarily be the best. She wants to find the place where she fits in the best. That's a totally different mindset. But a high D mom is not going to understand that from a high S daughter. The high S daughter is about where she feels the most comfortable on campus, where she felt the most welcome. It's not about the degree that she earns after and plastering that up on a wall and saying, yes, I went to this school, or yes, I went to that school. It's about this place felt like home. It's an emotional decision for a high I or a high S when they're choosing a college. It's a very tactical decision from a high D or high C when they're choosing a college. So all of these decisions come out through their daily lives, where they want to eat, where they want to go to school, okay, what they're going to wear, okay, what types of classes they're going to take. All those things play themselves out. And again, this is where that conflict comes, because I've got a people-oriented person and a task-oriented person, and they view the world through very different lenses. How different do they view the world? Well, you're just going to have to find that out when you go back and look through those videos. So go back, revisit high D, high I, S, and C. Make sure that you're aware of that kind of thing, because to understand each other and to avoid this conflict, we've got to do a couple of things. Number one, we have to understand ourselves. Then number two, we have to understand the other person in the relationship. But then three, we have to adapt our behavior to meet others where they are. And the first step in that, again, is understanding yourself. The way you do that, you take an assessment. In the description below, you'll find a link to our assessment tools and our assessment pages. We've got them for teens, kids, adults, got them in all kinds of different languages. They'll help you understand yourself better, and that will be a great conversation starter that will help jumpstart your way that you communicate with your mom or your daughter, depending on who's watching this video, and transform the way that you reduce conflict in your relationship. I'll see you on the next video.